Hello and welcome, you join me, A to G, and here we are yet again for another round of the team versus team Next Gen Racing, MRC, SIMFX and P1 all competing against each other and coming together to have a race series together. And this is in the Group 3 cars, and this time round we've got a 1 hour endurance race at Fuji. Don't know why I said that. Waiting for qualifying really, so at this point I normally jump on and do a few laps myself just to show you the track and the difficulties of it, or what to be looking out for basically in a 1 hour race. T1's a tricky corner, you want to late apex it really, so you can get on the power nice and early. Not what I did there, but coming out of the pits that time round, so it's a bit different. Oh, turning in a bit too early. Just playing with the throttle all the way through there. Balancing it nicely. So this is the first tricky braking zone really. Down 4 gears there, into first, and then into second, just climb up this little bit of a hill, into this corner which is uphill, and then uphill again into this one. Tightens up a lot on the exit, there's that one, so you need to make sure you're not running too wide or carrying too much speed into that one. And then similarly into the last corner. Oh, put my foot down a bit too much. There you go, that's how easy it is to spin. Just lost it on the curb on the last corner. In the interest of... typical. Didn't actually get a clean lap in. Wasn't even pushing then either. I'll go out again as soon as there's enough time before qualifying starts. Hopefully not getting in the way of anyone. Nope. Oops. So we'll gloss over that and try again. T1's a tricky corner to get broke into when you're coming down the straight at full speed, which you'll see in the next lap hopefully if we get round this lap clean. Looking to carry the speed through here, but not too much to go wide. We want to get over to the right hand side for this corner. You don't want to be caught understeering over to the left hand side too much. And then hook up that apex, back on the power nice and early, and then just ride these curbs. So this is a line I take anyway. Ride those curbs just after the sign and the shadow that's on the road. Braking, hooking up an early apex through that first one. Nice and hesitant through that little section. It's easy to get the rears spun up. And then looking for an early apex almost through there, ride the curb for as long as possible and gets you through the corner nicely. And then good exit from that second to last one. Anyway, get onto a fast lap now. Get the exit right for the last one this time. That's where I went wrong. feels like an eternity going down this straight, so you're looking at your lap time and you're thinking, oh yeah, it looks pretty good, and then the start finish line's ages away. It just feels like it takes forever to get to it. So we're on a hot lap now, so braking just before this curb starts on the left hand side, and then looking to ride the curb a little bit, not be too greedy on the exit, just wait for it, wait to get some kind of turn in, get it in a straight line and get back on the power. Turning in roughly after that 50 marker on the right hand side, and then just easing through here, lifting off to get some grip at the front end again. All these corners, if you go too wide through them, and obviously in a 1 hour race it's easy to have a mistake. In an hour long race with tyre wear on and fuel and everything as well, so it's easy to pick up a penalty as well. Going well through there, not too bad at all. Look for an early apex here, this is what I do anyway, just to make sure you can get your foot down early for the exit. Otherwise you can be waiting quite a while to accelerate out that corner if you get your exit a little bit wide. And then early apex again. Oh, this is how I take it. You can take a different line altogether. Obviously you can late apex that one because the track's so wide. Now let's come across the line and see what we get. A little bit of tyre wear picked up from an out lap and that first lap on the soft tyre. So it's a 38.0 in the end. Not far off Purcell's lap actually. So far, we're only in practice though. So yeah, that's the track. Hopefully it's given you some kind of insight into the challenges of it for tonight. Sorry, I don't know why I'm messing about with my phone. Don't know why I didn't press spectate. CJW, how's it going? You good? Are you racing tonight? Big Les has just joined. Wesley in the R8. Oh, still sat in the pits and still involved. Don't want to get involved in qualifying. Oh God, wrong button. Oh, I forgot to. No, I can, you don't have to say much, I kind of understand. NGR E30 in the R8, car that I've recently picked and started driving quite a bit. And I'm struggling with it a little bit. It's easy to lose the rear end on turning, but you get used to it in the end. I've done some decent laps in it. So just wait for qualifying to get underway really, and then I'll get started properly. wonder where Sean's from. Wait. Oh. Hey. Oh. Big Les. Smacked into the walls, picked up some damage. It's a good job it's only practice at the moment. So only 8 players involved at the moment. I don't know if there's anyone else that's not quite joined yet. I don't think Cutler's actually joined yet. I'm surprised to see that Jambu is not in yet, which is the championship leader at the moment. Good evening. So we're just waiting for one guy to enter and we'll be underway for qualifying by the look of it. Hopefully we won't have a massive wait like last week after qualifying. I don't see why there's a big wait between qualifying and the race, but that's just me. I'd rather personally just get straight on with it. Makes my job hard. Got nothing to talk about for 15 minutes. Purcell's still not beaten that lap time he did earlier. Qualifying has started. Oh, so we're into a proper qualifying session this week. Looks like Graham's missed out then. Oh no, he is in. He is in. Looks like we've got 10 people in the lobby, so have we got more? No, just 10. That's good though. Not too bad. Sue's got out first, NGR Cutler's got out first. Let's keep on board with him. He's obviously not going to have the slipstream, so let's see if whoever behind actually catches up a little bit throughout this lap. We never know if, unless we go on board, we don't know if Cutler's pushing, I guess, but... So everyone out of the pits other than Sean at the moment. Sean's still sat there for some reason. Just waiting for a bit of a gap maybe. And everyone's away. So here we are, qualifying at Fuji for the 1 hour endurance race between the team versus team race between Next Gen Racing, SIMFX, MRC and P1. Meant to bring all these different racing groups together this championship. It's not quite represented quite as well from some groups than others. Couldn't think of the word then. So Sean's still sat in the pits. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's see as Cutler comes through the last corner to start his fast lap. Sean's still sat in the pits, so Cutler, the guy that got out first, has managed to get a full outlap in before he's even moved. So I hope Sean manages to wake up and get a qualifying lap in, otherwise it'll be a bit unfortunate for him. An hour long right at the back is not that much fun. Let's go on board with Cutler. We'll skip through after this first lap and see what else is going on, and I'm sure there's a bit more action because there'll be people slipstreaming from each other, and one little mistake and it can all go sour. I actually prefer personally to just be out on my own without a slipstream. I tend to do just as good a laps if I can really concentrate. Depends what track you're on, to be fair. So neat and tidy, just keeping it steady, getting nice turning, making sure he's hitting those apexes. It's a good lap from Cutler. Reasonable lap anyway. I'm not sure it's the fastest, but it's the first over the line to set a time. Let's see what everyone else can do after this. So it's a 1:38.294 from Cutler. That's a good time actually. Purcell's done a 1:38.054 to take provisional pole. Wesley in third with a 1:38.541. Big Les in fourth at the moment. So our leaders, the gap between fourth and third is 0.6 of a second. Joe Winner closing that gap in, jumping into fourth, jumping ahead of Big Les. Wesley on the side there had a bit of a moment by the look of it, or just letting people past, I'm not sure, but good evening. I need to pick up my controller. I'm doing everything on my bloody wheel here. Bit of a slide from Big Les, but he's already had a bit of a moment right behind Pilgrim Paddock. Cutler improved this time round, coming through the last corner. Takes a wide entry into there and then closes up for a late apex. Has he got the speed in the Z4? Oh, not quite. No improvement there from him, but still a good lap. A reasonable lap time. Just not quicker than he'd already done. So Purcell still first at the moment, as everyone else comes over the line for the second time round. Sean's out of the pits now. Good to see. Wesley's back in the pits, getting some fresh rubber on. Maybe repairing a bit of damage he might have picked up. Big Les going well in fifth. Can he improve this time round? We will see. I hope so. It looks like he's a good driver, Big Les, so I hope he's up there, battling away with the guys that are normally up there. There's a bit of a pattern developed in this championship, but Jambu's not here this week by the look of it, so he's missed out on qualifying anyway. So yeah, Jambu's not going to be involved in this race by the look of it. NGR E30 was going quick in practice earlier, so I'd be surprised if he doesn't improve on that 7th at the moment. In fact, looking at his lap times, he hasn't set a fast lap yet, really. Pilgrim Paddock, similar story for him. Not quite got it going yet. And Sean on his first flying lap. Let's see what Sean can do. He's probably a little bit panicked, pushing a little bit hard. I'm not sure, he might be driving perfectly fine, but I would imagine so. That's what I feel like, because I've lost a little bit of time in qualifying. So Cutler through with an improved time this time round, for 1:38.120, but still sees himself in second place. Purcell in the pits. He's getting closer and closer to Purcell though with his lap times. Cutler. Big Les were 139.1. Not quite fast enough to improve there from Les. Gets dropped down actually by NGR E30 coming over the line. We're 138.785. Drops Les into 6th from 5th. And Sean comes over the line, so improves with his first lap, obviously. He's always going to improve. In 7th now. We'll be looking for a faster one this time round. Now he's got his eye in. Anyway, well, Danzo in 8th at the moment. Still not put a reasonable time in. So I don't know what's going on with these guys, if it's just letting people past or whatever, but not the fastest. Oh no, to be fair, not that slow. Just the 142, I would expect to be a bit faster than that. The 146 there, the one for stuff like that. Anyway, Joe being chased by Wesley, so Wesley's got the slipstream. Can he make it work though? You can get too close in qualifying. It happens quite a lot actually. It's surprising how much it happens. People don't learn the lesson. There we go, Joe Winner's just pulled off to let Wesley through by the look of it. Wesley gets to complete his lap and he's had the slipstream for the majority of the lap by the look of Joe pulling over at the last moment to let him through. Joe's probably coming into the pits, I'm guessing. Maybe not. NGR E30 in the pits now and Cutler's in the pits for fresh tyres. There was that Purcell in 2nd. He's dropped down. Wesley's gone first now. Wesley with a 137.832. That's quick. That is quick. Good time there from Wesley. Not quite purple this time round, but he's not far off. He's less than a 10th down. Can he improve in this next sector? Taking the wide line exit out of there. I always feel it kind of compromises you slightly. Heavy on the brakes for the tight right hand hairpin. And then through the tricky little chicane uphill section. Graham's left the room for some reason, so it's not good to see. Don't like it when people leave. Wesley, is he going to improve this time around again? He is. Really good going from Wesley there. Looked quick. 137.792 in the end. So fastest time so far there from Wesley we watched. Purcell in 2nd at the moment. Cutler in 3rd. I'll go through the order. Joe in 4th. NGR E30 with the slipstream from Joe in 5th. Big Les in 6th. I need a drink. Sean F184 in 7th. Danzo in 8th. Pilgrim Paddy in 9th. And I think that's our lot now. We did have 10 drivers start, but with Graham leaving, means we've only got 9 now. So let's see what's going on. Can Cutler improve this time round? First lap on his, it's end of his out lap, so he's heading on to his first fast lap on these tyres. Purcell's done a quicker time, but not quite as quick as Wesley. So Wesley's still got pole. But good work from Purcell. He's still improving. He's got a little bit of tyre wear as well, so good work for him to be improving. And look at that, purple by 0.2. So let's watch Purcell through this lap. It looks like a good start. Let's go on board with him. Oh, quite late on the brakes, really. Confident on the brakes into there. Rides the curbs nicely through there. These guys do have setup on, so they do have the chance to tune the cars for this track. Get the setup working through. But it's quite a technical track, really, with all the odd camber and uphill, slight undulations everywhere, and I think it's quite a tricky track, is Fuji. So Cutler, Purcell going fastest now with a 1:37.468. That is quick. So he really carried that speed through the rest of the lap from this first sector. Went purple in the first sector like we saw, and then just carried on and built on that. Good work there from Purcell. Wesley coming over the line again, but not improving this time round. Big Les in third now. Big Les with a great lap at 1:38.054 to put it into. Oh no, he's just dropped down into fourth. As I say that, Joe Winner's just outdone him and put it in third. So Big Les with a really good lap. Got provisional third, but Joe's taking it off him straight away with a 1:37.838. Good stuff. These guys are pushing, and now they've got low fuel, trying to get those extra laps in. The qualifying's about to end though, so this will be the last lap for most of these guys. Don't think anyone's going to get another lap in, actually, looking at the start finish. Nope, no one's going to get another lap in. Who can improve over the line now? So let's watch Purcell over the line. I'm not sure where everyone is, but I think Wesley is going to come over the line next. There's someone in front of him. Oh, Wesley's done it. Wesley's taken pole. For now, anyway. Can anyone else take it now? Has Joe had a good lap? Not really watched it. What can he do over the line? Oh, it's ticked into the 1:38s. So no improvement there from Joe. Sean, what can he do? 7th still. It looks like it's winding down. NGR E30 still on the hot one by the look of it. But no, it's not. It's a slow one. Sean finished. Danzo in the pits and Pilgrim Paddy in 9th. No speed going on there, so that's qualifying over. So first is Wesley, Purcell is second, Joe Winner in third, Big Les in fourth, NGR Cutler in fifth, NGR E30 in sixth, Sean in seventh, Danzo in eighth, Pilgrim Paddy in 9th. That's going to be our qualifying order for the beginning of the 1 hour endurance race that's about to start. Pilgrim Paddy's picked up a bit of damage in qualifying, looking at the bottom left there. hopefully this is a good race between the guys and they all keep it clean. And it should be a good race. So, if not, we'll hope to capture action. Just keep an eye on this start then. We'll watch from Wesley's point of view, since we can see everyone from the back, and then the camera angle hopefully will jump forward and we can see it all. The lights go out and we're away. Wesley's off. Purcell's straight past him. Purcell's away in first, so Wesley after that qualifying has ended up getting overtaken straight away anyway. Cutler up into second now. Good work off the line from Cutler, and he's made up a position for the first corner. Who's that behind? Oh, who's that? Bloody hell. Someone's just gone flying off, excuse my language. Who is that? It's, I'm not sure who it is. Big Les. Purcell as well. So Purcell looks like he's hit Big Les by the look of it. So he's slowed down, waiting for him to come back through. Pilgrim Paddy's had a bit of a gift there, up into 7th. NGR Gr3 in 6th. Danzo in 5th now. So good work for Danzo. It was in 8th on the line. Sean started in 7th, he's up into 4th, so quite a few people have benefited from the action that's gone on there. And 2 of the guys that were higher up have been taken out by the look of it. So Joe Winner and Wesley and Cutler are our leaders. Oh god, Cutler's up into the lead. So Cutler's got past and now leads the race. He's not quite got, he's building the gap actually. Just looking at the gap going down the straight. Let's see how it closes in under the slipstream. Can Wesley do it by the end of the straight? Will Cutler have to defend and go slowly? So everyone just getting into a bit of a rhythm, or looking for a bit of a rhythm at the start of this race now. Our top 3 are away nicely. Sean following not too far behind, looking to close the gap in on Joe, which he's doing as we speak. Danzo in 5th, following quite closely behind Sean. So this is the beginning stint of the race basically. These guys are reasonably close together, we'll see how it develops. Pilgrim Paddy in 6th, gifted a few positions with that incident at the beginning, and NGR Gr3 in 7th. Has he got damage? Yes, he's got damage. So he did start quite well, and then he's picked up a little bit of damage somewhere. He'll be looking to pit this time round, I would have thought. Sometimes it just depends how the car's handling. Sometimes it doesn't actually feel too bad. You don't seem to be losing too much time, so you just deal with it basically. But other times it's worth coming in straight away. Purcell having to have a comeback race now. We know he's quick. Can he make his way back up from 8th position? That's where he's at on lap 2 of this race. Big Les, similar for him. He's picked up a penalty as well, 1.6 second penalty, but he's in 9th and he's on the comeback race potentially. Hopefully he can get some kind of strategy going against the guys to try and catch them one way or another. NGR Gr3 as predicted, jumping in the pits, fixing that damage. So who've we got and where are they? Not a lot going on between Danzo and Sean now. The gap's developed. Sean's pulled away nicely from Danzo. Oh, but up front we've got Wesley looking feisty to get past Cutler. There he goes again. Cutler going for the defensive line. I'm going to have to quickly leave and then rejoin. just so I can change the angle. Cutler under pressure, but Wesley's also under pressure from Joe. So our battle at the front is pretty much the bulk of the action. So keep an eye on this for a lap or two, and we'll I'll try and notice if any positions change and jump to that if I see anything changing on the left hand side. Purcell's up past NGR E30 now, actually up in 7th is Purcell. The R8 closing in on the Z4. Z4 going really defensive, R8 not judging it right, and either bump drafting him on purpose or just going into the back of him by accident. But Cutler goes deep, loses it into T1, and Wesley and Joe Winner are through. Just gifted it for him there by going too deep on the brakes. Bit worried, or maybe a bit panicked after that little bump draft. So Wesley's through, up into first now. Can Wesley pull away and make this race his own? Joe's going to try his best to keep with him, and equally Cutler will be trying to do the same. So he'll be disappointed there. Cutler, he's gone from first to third in one corner. But if we can keep with the guys in front, there's no reason why he can't regain that first position if he works hard for it. Tyre wear obviously comes into play further and further into this race. We start with 100% fuel, so a full tank of fuel in this race. So it's basically a bit of a strategy to try and save your tyres as much as possible in this first stint, to then increase the amount of time you can make up, basically. So Wesley's pulled a nice lead, 1.2 away, so they're still in the slipstream, but they're battling behind, so they don't need to be battling. They need to stick, they need to work together almost at this point. That's what I would say. That's what I'd be thinking if I was one of them. Cutler and Joe need to be working together to catch up with Wesley. Maybe it's wise that Cutler's now got passed into second and Joe follows him. Joe might not have been closing as fast as Cutler might be able to. It looks like they're working together a little bit more now. No challenge whatsoever into that corner. At the same time, taking it nice and steady, so could have potentially dived down the inside if they were feeling that way out. Again, let's see what kind of attitude Joe has into this corner. No attempt at any kind of overtake until Cutler goes deep. Cutler regains it, and Joe loses out a little bit as they end up side by side into that tight little bit, but no contact. Trickiest corner on the track is that one, in my opinion. They've just gone through there, and then the last corner that tightens up and tightens up and then tightens up a bit more. Joe going for the overtake. Again, they could do with bump drafting each other to catch up Wesley. If they just sat behind for a lap or two, bump drafting each other, they might catch up to Wesley and get back in his slipstream. So going for the overtake down into here just slows them both down, and Wesley gains more time. So it's they're almost gifting the race to Wesley at this point with this little battle they're having. Sean in fourth, doing a good job, just driving around on his own at the moment, doing consistent laps, just dropped into the 140s now with a bit of tyre wear. Danzo in fifth, having a reasonable race. Danzo so far, steady away, not much going on for him by the look of it. Still fighting with my 50 metres to go. Still fighting with, oh yeah, I know, yeah. It's ridiculous. There should be 50 minutes to go, sorry. Don't know why I read that as meters. Stupid me. Yeah, I know. There should just use each other and try and get him, try and get back up to Wesley. But obviously when you're in the race, it's a different thing. So Pilgrim Paddy and NGR E30 are having a little bit of a moment together. Let's see what happens between these guys. Oh, E30 just drives past Pilgrim Paddy. It looks like he just let him pass there, Paddy. Bit of an odd place to do it, unless it was a bit of a mistake, but it looked like he let him pass because it looked like he had the line right and just hesitated on the throttle. Whoop. Catch him having a little bit of understeer and then going deep on the brakes, on the marbles, and going out wide, but no major incident for him, no damage. Manages to carry on nicely. Got quite a lot of tyre wear compared to some people at Pilgrim Paddy at this point. Big Les in 8th on the comeback race, and he's got a better race going on than Purcell at the moment. So Purcell was in 7th at one point, I think, but now he's gone back into the pit. He's got fresh tyres, he's dropped himself back into 9th. Pilgrim Paddy in the pits now, finally getting some fresh rubber. Big Les promoted up into 7th. What's going on? Let's see where the action's at. Is there anything still going on between the leaders? Joe Winner's got a penalty of half a second to get rid of at some point. Cutler has now closed back in on Wesley, and they're within slipstream range, so I'm not sure if that's good work from Cutler. Looking at the lap times, they're pretty consistent, so, and his last one, lap 6, considering his tyre wear is getting worse and worse lap after lap, obviously, then he's done quite a good lap on lap 6 to regain on Wesley. Let's look at lap 6 from Wesley. Lap 6 was a 1:39.8 from Wesley, so his tyres are shot. And look at this now. Cutler's in the slipstream going for a move. So this is going to bring Joe Winner back into the race potentially. Joe looks like he's running off his penalty into that corner, and wisely so. Whilst this is going on, he don't really lose much time. So Cutler has now got past and he's up into the lead. Good move. Wesley's going to have to pit now. That's a definite sign that he's losing too much time on those tyres. Cutler's aren't much better, but he's just driving that little bit smoother to be able to look after them a little bit better by the look of it, but not much. But they'll both be pitting soon, I would imagine anyway. Coming through there nice and cleanly. No traction control on in this championship, I don't think, if I remember rightly. So it's not even an option to have it on. So in these tricky little sections, it's quite easy to get the rears spun up a little bit and get the tail kicking out. So good work from everyone to keep under control lap after lap. Good driving going on. Cutler doing a nice job, but can Wesley? This straight is quite a long straight, so they've not gone into the pits this time round. And Wesley's going to just come back at him again. Let's see what the gap is to Joe. So Joe's out of the slipstream now, really. He's too far back on Cutler to make it work. And Joe needs to pit for tyres at some point as well. Sean is doing a great job on tyres so far. So compared to the guys in front of him, if he knew, he'd be really happy about it, because he's doing reasonable lap times. He's not too far behind. He's only 10 seconds off the leader, and he's got a lot better tyres than they've got. So keep it up, Sean. Whatever you're doing a good job. NGR E30 in 5th. Just having a bit of a drive on his own now. So Danzo has dropped down with a pit stop. Danzo was in 5th for quite a long time, but replaced by NGR E30 now, just having a race on his own at the moment. Oh, what's this? Purcell and Big Les right next to each other. Let's go on board with Big Les. Everyone's suffering with this tyre wear now. People have been determined not to pit too early. You don't want to have too many pit stops in an hour-long race if you can help it. Carrying nice speed into there from Les, catching up to Purcell by the look of it. Cutler and Joe are now into the pits, and Wesley's carrying on. So let's carry on up and look at Wesley's tyre wear. This might be the downfall for Wesley. He's just done a 1:39 though, so he's doing consistent lap times to say he's got the tyre wear, but this lap might be the one that does him. He might have just gone one lap too many there, I fear. So Cutler out of the pits now, and he's in second position, not lost any real time really. Joe Winner, or positions, Joe Winner in third. NGR E30, not far behind Joe now. Needs the pit stop where Joe doesn't, but if he can catch up that little bit, he'll get a little bit of a toe off Joe in front, and that'll only help him out round the track with his tyre wear. It all looks like it's getting a little bit closer now, and the strategies are becoming a little bit different. So Sean's on fresh tyres now. Like I say, if Sean had known he was a lot better than everyone else on tyres, I hope he'd have stayed out. He's got a full 3/4 of a tank of fuel as well, so he's absolutely fine. He would have, he could have potentially done another 2 or 3 laps compared to everyone else after they pitted. But he wasn't to know because he's got no information given to him whilst he's racing. He doesn't know what everyone else's tyres are like. So Wesley in the pits now. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So CJW on the chat said it's 9 laps, so 15 minutes is roughly 9 laps, so obviously 15 minutes is free stop. So Wesley coming out on the mediums, Cutler on the softs. After the pit stop, Cutler now has a gap of 10 seconds to Wesley behind him, so this is Cutler's race at the moment. If he has a really good stint now, he's got the potential to drive away with this one. 10-second gap to the guy behind after your first stop is good. So can Wesley make up any time as well? Now he's picked the mediums, or is he just looking to get back into it later on in the race, but drop back at this point? Joe's on the mediums as well, so it's a genuine strategy going on. He's not the only one. Not too bad, the medium tyre. I always used to be able to drive quite well on the mediums. I was about 0.5 of a second, about half a second off my super soft times. Sean in 5th now. NGR E30's got past him up into 4th. So Sean dropping back a position. Oh no, sorry, I've got that wrong. It's because of the pit stops. No, that happened earlier. It's because Sean pitted. So NGR E30 yet to pit. Look at that tyre wear. He's not doing too bad with it. So he's on lap 12 now. Still feels he's got enough grip to go around, so he's carrying on. Getting to the point where he's going for a 2-stop. So we're 20 minutes into this race or thereabouts. On lap 12, and yeah, not that much action going on at the moment, but hopefully we'll see something develop quite shortly, and it'll give us something to watch. Pilgrim Paddy in 9th. I'll go through the order. Big Les in 8th. After most people have pitted now, there's a bit of a different strategy going on here and there, but Danza in 7th, Purzel in 6th, Sean in 5th. Purzel having a good comeback race. He was right at the back at one point after contacting to T1 or T2, I forget now, but he had contact right at the start with someone, so he had to wait for them, let them come back through. It was Big Les, and those two were right at the back. So Purzel in 6th now, not doing too bad a job from for a recovery race. Sean right on the back of NGR E30. Let's watch this. Looks like there's a move about to happen. Oh, NGR 30 robs us of it by going into the pits. Boo. Sean promoted up into 4th now, and he's inherited that position quite nicely because he's got the fresher tyres. He's not that his tyres aren't that old really compared to NGR E30s that are going to come out behind him. Oh, he has a little bit of a moment there though. So what's going on with the guys at the top? Cutler's gained the 2nd since we last joined him with an 11-second lead now. It's all spread out now, so I'll just shut up for a minute or two, give my voice a little bit of a rest, and just watch. There's not a great deal going on. Oh, keeping it nice and clean, nice and steady. That's what it's all about in endurance racing, keeping it somewhere near consistent lap times. Sean on the softs with half a tank of fuel. Can he close this gap to Joe in front? It's 5 seconds at the moment. It's hovering around 5 seconds. Not going to do it quickly if he is going to do it. What's this? We've got Purzel in 5th now, past NGR E30. So it's the R8 battle, and Purzel's up in front. Purzel's still with the fastest lap of a 1:37.897. So fastest lap of this race so far, yet to be improved. Oh, he's saying that Purzel's actually purple. Purzel is purple. He's pushing. Going for the last corner. Goes for a deep line. Completely aiming away from the corner. You see that on the entry there, and then turns in for a late apex. But at one point actually turning away from the corner you're going for, and then turning back in really late. So Purzel improves on that lap time I just mentioned. We were 1:37.568, so really good lap there from Purzel. Good improvement from his previous fastest lap. Good work. The R8 proving quick around here, which is good news for me because I picked it for a league. Not a lot going on elsewhere. We'll jump back to NGR E30's view. Probably watch that battle. Oh, we've got Danzo and Big Les. Big Les leading away at the moment from Danzo. Pilgrim Paddy in 9th. So we'll jump between these battles and see, keep an eye on what's going on. Perzel has managed to get past NGR E30, but he's not getting away. They're pretty evenly matched for pace by the look of it. Oh, Pilgrim Paddy's left the room now, so we're down to 8 players, drivers, whatever you want to call them. E30's got the pace here. He could get a move done if he's on the ball. He could get a move done here. His last lap was a 1:37 as well, so that's anything in the 1:37s is pretty quick. Obviously he's got a slipstream from Perzel, but still good going. Don't look like he's going to make a move. I think he's just using his slipstream and he's just going to use it to hopefully catch up to Sean ahead. So let's see what the gap is. It's 7.5 seconds to Sean from Perzel at the moment. So try and keep an eye on that and see if that closes in anytime soon. Potentially, if these guys don't battle, they could close in on Sean slowly but surely. They are doing, in fact, taking a little bit of time out of him. And then Sean keeps... No, they're taking a little bit of time out of him. Taking half a second out of him in half a lap, so they are gaining on Sean ahead. It's getting towards the seconds as they go over the line that they've taken out of him actually. So yeah, they're catching Sean. Don't battle too much, guys. You're catching. Could potentially have 4th position out of you two here. And who knows, there's still plenty of time left. We're coming towards the halfway point. Oh. Sean's had a massive moment there. Didn't quite catch it. Well, it did to the point. It didn't smash into the barriers, but just lost it enough to have a big moment that needs like sorting out, that he has to get going again. So slowed right down to control it and then lost all that time. So Perzel and NGR E30 just gifted a position there, and now they climb up into 4th and 5th. Cutler now in the pits, needs fuel more than tyres. So what's he going to have gap wise, if he has anything at all when he comes out? He's taking fuel. I don't think he is. So Wesley's through. Wesley's now regained 1st place. Half a tank of fuel Wesley's got. It's on the mediums and they're getting pretty worn, so the medium tyres. Cutler back out now in 2nd place. He's only got a 3.6 second gap. I dare say on the soft tyre he'll be able to close that gap in on the worn medium tyre of Wesley in front of him. So let's keep an eye on that. Sean in the pits now. Joe in 3rd, doing a good job of keeping his tyres quite well. Perzel needs to pit for fuel. So NGR E30 is going to inherit 4th place here. He's having a good race, is E30. So is Purcell. After, like I say, it was right at the back at one point. Big Les was right at the back as well, so doing a good job up in 6th now. Sean, after the pit stop, he's just had on the medium tyres now, is in 7th. Full tank has got Danzo. Catch him having a moment as he goes wide on the grass. Ends up collecting the barrier, but no damage, luckily for him. So Danzo in 8th position, having a bit of a moment on his own. Let's see if there's anything going on now. The pit stops are working themselves out again. Big Les drifting a little bit. Still got this battle between Purcell and NGR 30 going on. And, oh, Purcell's in the pits. Like I said, he needed fuel, so NGR 30 gains 4th place. Joe, is he catching? Not quite. So Cutler is catching Wesley, but not quickly at the moment. Once he gets into that slipstream range, he'll close in a lot quicker than it is at the moment. But main thing is he is catching him. We've still got half an hour to go, so plenty of time to go in this race to get the job done and get back up into 1st. We just need to make sure that he keeps it consistent, Cutler, and doesn't have any massive mistakes really. Not a lot going on, and there really isn't. I don't really know what to say. E30's in the pits. Not quite sure why. Just feels those tyres have gone too far maybe, but he's jumped in the pits. And he's gifted Purcell 4th position back. Or has he? No, he hasn't. At the moment he hasn't anyway. Going into T1, oh no, he's gone deep. E30's gone deep. Lost a little bit of time. He could have had a bigger gap there to Purcell if he'd have got that right. But made a small mistake on the brakes, and he's got Purcell quite close behind him. Within slipstream range anyway, within a second. Cutler now on the back of Wesley as we join him again. So as predicted, Cutler catching up to Wesley on the worn medium tyres. Wesley still refusing to pit even though he's getting caught, and it looks like this time round, even though the Mercedes has got the the Audi has got good top line speed, the BMW manages to stick with it nicely. So our battle for first is heating up. I don't think Cutler's going to push it too hard and force the issue too quickly. So E30's in front of Purcell yet again. Purcell with a big gap to Big Les behind, but nothing to worry about behind. Can just concentrate completely on catching up to E30 and Getting him. Taking him. It's not been the most entertaining race so far, but it's been some good moments. This is the issue with endurance racing. Sometimes it can be a little bit dry on action because everyone's thinking about the long game and don't necessarily have to push for the overtake straight away because there's plenty of time. Oh, we've got Cutler and Wesley in the pits. Cutler's got engine damage. How's he managed that? How the hell has he managed that? He's got no other damage. Joe in first now. Will Cutler get out? No, Wesley's in the pits as well. So it looks like Cutler and Wesley actually came together when Cutler finally got close to him. They came together. So I missed it. I skipped back down, but typical, I missed it. We've got Wesley there as well, coming out of the pits and ghosting. So he's just let Cutler back through as well. So it's all gone on up front. They've had to fix damage, so that's allowed Joe, although he needs to pit this time round, Joe to inherit the lead for the moment. Everyone's had a go at lead in this race, it feels like. So the battle is on between Wesley and Cutler now. They're more or less on very similar strategies at this point. We've got the same fuel and they're on the same tyre. So all of a sudden the race is on between these two. It's actually fair game tyre wise. Joe's going to pit in a minute, so they will be battling away for first and second as well. E30 doing a good job here to lead away from Purcell. Purcell's still got a little bit of a gap to catch up before he gets on the back of him properly. Joe Winner in the pits now. He needs fuel, so he'll be sat in the pits for a while, refueling, dropping down the order. Let's see where he comes out in the end. He's down into... definitely down into 5th at the moment. Can Sean come through as well? Not quite. So he's going to come out in 5th is Joe. Big Les in 7th now. Just skip through, see what's going on. Not a lot again. So we'll stick with our battle at the front, I think. Cutler's got to just drive as fast as he can now. I won't worry particularly too much about tyres at this point for Cutler. I'd just go for it if I was him. Going on behind, we've got Purcell looking to make a move. Looks like he's already got it done before. He's even got to the braking zone in T1. He's sticking to the inside just to make sure that he still holds the apex, and job done from Purcell. Nice job, no contact as we like to see. And E30's having to go back at him though. Tricky corner to go into. I'm going to say one of them is going to have to back out, but this time round Purcell goes through. gains that third place, secures it nicely as NGR E30 backs out there. Good job from Purcell, finally gets the move done after being patient and waiting for it. Looking at his fuel and tyres though, he hasn't got many laps to go until he needs to pit, so he'll have to try and get a few fast laps in and use up his tyres as much as possible before he needs to pit for fuel. That's how you can think in these races as well. I've done races like this, if your fuel's running out but your tyres aren't too bad, you can completely just annihilate your tyres and really push. So the gap is coming down and Cutler's getting caught. Slipstream time from Wesley, just about in the distant range, but if he carries on as he is, again we've got the same thing going on behind with Purcell and E30 in the slipstream. Is he going to get back at him? Purcell going defensive. I don't think Wesley's actually going to get past Cutler, but he's catching him. But watch this. Good exit, even though there's a little twitch of oversteer from NGR E30. Keeps with Purcell nicely and puts him under some pressure into here. It's good work. Nice and close stuff at the moment. Unfortunately, Purcell's going to have to pit. But good work from them too. What's going on at the top? Wesley's right on the back of Cutler now, half a second behind. So let's see if Wesley takes the lead. Both on very similar fuel and tyres at the moment. But good job. There was a 2.5 second gap between Cutler and Wesley not so long ago. So good job from Wesley to close it in. Did it quite quickly really. He's going to have the advantage obviously with the slipstream down the long straight as well. So closing that gap even more. If you look at the top left, it's gone from 0.7 let's say, and it's come down already 0.3 of a second. And he's about to get an overtake done. Oh, Cutler not letting it happen easy. And looks like they're going to actually battle for it. Now the gap to NGR E30 in third place is 10 seconds, so if these guys keep battling and there's no resolve between this little battle that they have anytime soon, we'll watch that gap just come down to NGR E30 behind, assuming that he's going to be doing good laps. So Cutler fighting hard for this one. It's good to see. Looks like Wesley's running off a little bit of a penalty or something. He just needs to stay close again, does Wesley, and he can have another chance into T1. So either go onto the long straight again. He's not quite, yeah he has, he's gone for it. I'm going to say he's not quite got side by side before the braking zone, but he did in the end. Cutler not having any of it though, and just fends him off nicely. Wesley going for it again. He's getting a bit impatient by the look of it, but rightly so. He wants to get past. He looks like he's got the speed over Cutler at the moment. Skip through in a second and see what else is going on. See if we can get it done this time round. Lap 27 now, or the end of, starting lap 28. Is he going to do it? Cutler on the inside going defensive. Can Wesley get the cutback this time round? Nope. So Cutler's doing a really good job here. Defensive driving, but at the same time keeping the speed on the exit to not lose it down the straight. Sorry. Still 50 minutes or thereabouts of this race left, so what will happen here? I am intrigued. They're both going to have to pit roughly at the same time. If you look at the fuel, bottom left hand side, from NGR, Cutler and Wesley, it's roughly the same, and the tyre wear is worse from Wesley, but it doesn't matter because they're both going to have to pit for fuel at the same time. So these two are definitely going to be racing in the last couple of laps for first place. So will Wesley go for it again? Keeps making some kind of move, or is he just trying to go as fast as possible, but without risking anything? So he's still going for the outside line. So a lot closer this time round though. Heading into here. Going to take a good line each, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. There is chance, if you get it right round here, to dive down into this downhill braking zone, into this corner. Wesley not hearing me and taking my advice there. No, I think he's just sitting behind, looking to just pit with Cutler and then have that final battle at the end. So we'll catch up with the rest of the guys. Joe Winner in third, just going round on his own, with Purcell in the distance behind him. So Purcell catching Joe. Purcell's looking to get a podium out of this race, which would be unbelievable, since I will repeat it, I've said it a few times, he was right at the back at one point. NGR E30 in fifth. Pretty much going around on his own, massive gap in front, massive gap behind. Big Les in sixth. Again, similar story, massive gap in front, massive gap behind. Sean, similar story with him in seventh, and Danzo in eighth, just to explain why I'm not covering those guys quite as much. So we've got Cutler and Wesley in the pits as predicted at the same time this lap round. Wesley will be glad of that more than Cutler, because Wesley's tyres are pretty much ready for changing as well, whereas Cutler could have carried on a little bit longer. So hopefully we get the right amount of fuel. Oh, so Wesley's gone with less fuel than Cutler basically, and that's meant that Wesley's come out in front. But as we speak, Cutler's just got back past. So just coming out of the pits together, Cutler has put more fuel on, so taken a little bit longer in the pits, but actually managed to get through and get past. But Will Cutler now strong. No. Wesley just catching the curb, having a moment of oversteer, not catching it, and off he goes. Purcell up into second now. Purcell in second. Oh my god. This race has turned out to be quite a good one in the end. Dirty tyres and he's gone again. So Wesley's had an absolute nightmare on lap 30 now. Oh, bad one for Wesley. He's going to try and get going again. He needs to consider dirty tyres, but a few people have gained positions there. Oh, it's a bad one for Wesley. So we've got Purcell in second, Joe in third now. Gifted in a way, but NGR E30 in fourth. Right behind. So NGR E30 is looking at getting a podium now, potentially. It's all changed. So Wesley in fifth, he's just pulled off. I think he's given up. He's just giving up going. He can't get it going again. Big Les in fifth now. Wesley's in sixth. It looks like he's stopped. He's not going to restart and carry on. So everyone is actually left in the end. So a bad one there from Wesley. That bad that he's actually left the room. So Danza gets promoted into seventh position now. Sean in sixth. Big Les in fifth. Not many players left really. Purcell coming out of the pits after his last stop, and he's still in second, but he's got Joe behind him quite close, and then NGR's right behind Joe. So this battle for third now is hotting up. NGR E30 is actually carrying a little bit of damage and is on medium tyre. Similarly, Joe is carrying a little bit of damage at the front. So Purcell might just be able to drive away here if he's clever about it. And he just pushes for those first couple of laps on the tyre, and then relaxes a little bit as he's gained the gap already over the damaged cars behind. So where's Cutler at? Cutler's got a 15-second lead now. Pretty comfortable lead, just needs to keep it clean and tidy to the end of the race, and it's his race now. And unless Purcell can pull out something magnificent in his closing laps. We've got 8 minutes left of the race, so there's going to be, what's that, about 5 laps. So it's going well so far for Cutler. No gap. The gap isn't really shrinking there to Purcell, so it's good. Joe Winner in third. Can he close it in? Not sure he can, like I say, with that damage. Purcell has pulled away a little bit. But NGR E30's got the same damage, so he can certainly stick with him. It's on the medium tyre though, no choice at the end of the race. He'll actually need to pit again, I think. He ain't got enough fuel. So that'll mean Joe has fuel to the end, so Joe will just have third position without any pressure behind. As NGR E30 in not too long will have to pit for fuel unless he does some crazy fuel saving. Big Les looking for another pit stop as well with fuel. So the order's still yet to change with pit stops by the look of it. Guys towards the back will come back into this race potentially. Sean and Danza, they could make up a position as the NGR E30 in fourth and Big Les in fifth pit because of the fuel, unless they can just conserve it, but I doubt it because it's too long. I don't think they've got enough. So the gap's really developed now. It's up at 4 seconds between Purcell and Joe. Purcell still putting in purple sectors as well. So I thought that battle was going to hot up a little bit because they were all really close as the pit stops happened, but and the strategies developed. But in the end, it's ended up dropping away, and the gaps have developed again. Just the way it goes. Sometimes it's really close. Sometimes this is the way it goes. There's only 7 people involved now, so there's not that many people to actually watch. That were a bad one for Wesley. Really bad one for Wesley. Had a really good race, been battling away for first place the whole time, and then all of a sudden has a little bit of a moment on the curb, struggles to get going. And then when he does get going, he's got dirty tyres, so he ends up going off again, and then looked like he went off again, and ended up quitting in the end. So goes to show how easily wrong, how easily it can go wrong. I've run out of juice and I've got nothing to drink, and I really could do with one. Not long left now though. So Big Les has just pitted. NGR E30 looks like he's just going for the fuel saving strategy. So Big Les, with enough fuel to go to the end now, can he push enough to close in on NGR E30? If NGR E30 is saving fuel, he's going slow. So there's 15 seconds, don't get me wrong, it's a big gap, but can Big Les just flat out till the end now and try and close that gap in? We'll keep an eye on that. Big Les to NGR E30. Sean not making up a position from the pits, the pit stop of Big Les, unfortunately, and then Danzo similarly not making up any position there from the pit stop. So who's that coming through? It looks like Joe and that are coming through past some back markers now by the look of it, unless I'm mistaken. Purcell's gained a nice gap, but it's not developed hugely since then. And Cutler's just managing this race nicely. It's been a 15-second gap for quite a long time now to Purcell behind him. So he's doing a good job of just putting in those consistent laps by the look of it. Whatever Purcell's managing to do, he's matching it. But he's 15 seconds up the road. So Danzo back marker is following round behind, even though he's only in 7th, it's a back marker. He's following round in behind Joe in Joe's slipstream. It was following him round. So 1 minute to go, which means that this is the final lap because it's a 1:39 lap time. So Cutler leading us away on the final lap. We'll jump on board with him maybe because there's not a lot going on, unless we'll jump quickly through the order and see what's going on. Not a great deal as is suspected. So we'll jump on board with Cutler towards the end. Good race this from Cutler, his first win this will be this season, this championship. So good for Cutler to put it on the board. keeping it nice and tidy, not doing anything silly on the brakes or anything. Looks like he's pulling away from Purcell though, so I don't know if he's going for a fastest lap here. I've missed the sector times. So now it's popped up, final lap. We'll watch Cutler as he comes over the line, and then watch everyone else as they come over the line behind. So there we go, good race from Cutler, congratulations. NGR Cutler taking the win in round 6, the 1 hour endurance race around Fuji. Not easy. Good racing there from Cutler. Purcell in the end ended up in 2nd place, which is a really good result considering what happened on the first lap. So really good job there from Purcell to make it work in the end and get 2nd. Joe Winner following not too far behind in the end in 3rd. Coming over the line now, good result for our final podium spot there from Joe. NGR E30 driving hard all race and made up a fair few positions to come in 4th in the end. Big Les in 5th. NGR Danzo's finished already in 7th. So we've just got Big Les and Sean to watch over the line. Big Les finishes in 5th. Good job from Big Les in the end. Everyone's got a good finishing result really, because there's not many people left in the race. Sean finishing in 6th. And Danzo, like I've said, finishing in 7th. So good stuff. Although not many people involved, which is a bit of a shame, but that's the way it goes. It's hard to commentate when there's not many people, because there's a lot more action basically when there's 16 people in the lobby. So less than half the potential. Anyway, I'll pretty much leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Not the most interesting race, so thank you for sticking with me if you have done and watched for quite a long time and got this far. And yeah, I'm going to pretty much leave it at that. Thank you again and take care. Adios. If you haven't already as well, hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you haven't already, if you've enjoyed this. Yeah, anyway, take care. See you again soon. I've been ADG. Bye.